parliamentary slogans.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Madam Speaker, honorable members of the Parliament, Assalamu alaikum. I feel honored to address the joint sitting of the Parliament. This is the first time in the history that an elected president is addressing a joint sitting for the 5th time. The world can see the march of democracy goes on. Our institutions are working. Together we are creating history. While a lot more needs to be done, a strong beginning has been made. We Pakistanis can be proud of our young democracy. Madam Speaker, I congratulate newly elected senators and members of the National Assembly. I congratulate newly elected chairman, deputy chairman of the Senate. I particularly congratulate and welcome the senators elected in the 4 seats reserved for the first time for non-Muslims brethren. This is in accordance with the vision of Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. The fulfillment of the vision has been made possible by the Parliament. Madam Speaker, I am grateful to Allah for His help and guidance. I want to thank the leadership of all the political parties for their support and democratic process. I appreciate the members of the Parliament and for passing historical laws. I wish to compliment the Prime Minister Yusuf Raza Gilani for his able leadership in the House. And I wish to recognize the then Chairman Senate, Senator Farooq Naik, and you, Madam Speaker, for your high standard and impartial conduct. Madam Speaker, we are starting a new parliamentary year. During this period, we will see free and fair elections. Let us reflect on the journey we started together in 2008. 4 years back, when the people of Pakistan trusted us with the responsibility to govern the country, we inherited a country at war. A divided nation, a threat of terrorism and militancy, a fragile and weakened federation, unclear roles and mandates of different institutions of state, an alternative constitution, a violation of 97(3) constitution, dissolution in smaller provinces and vulnerable groups, energy shortages due to past neglect of the sector, and serious economic balance of payments crisis. To add to the problems, we had also had the great floods of 2010, the extraordinary rains of 2011, and a sharp increase in the price of imported oils. Madam Speaker, we have been dealing with these enormous challenges. We have tried to meet the aspirations of our people. We have tried to transform our country. Our government was driven by the vision of Shaheed Mohtarma Benazir Bhutto, who said, and I quote, It is time for new ideas. It is time for bold commitments. It is time for honesty among people and between people. There has been enough pain. It is time for reconciliation, unquote. We have pursued the politics of reconciliation and harmony. We have worked hard to generate consensus. We have tried to reach out. We have taken everyone along. We have formed coalition governments to deepen democracies. Madam Speaker, we all work together to restore the 1973 Constitution. The rule of law has been established. The supremacy of the Parliament has been assured. As President, I surrendered my powers, and today the Prime Minister and Chief Executive enjoys full authority and as required by law. This was a shining moment for our Parliament. History will remember this achievement, just as the nation remembered Shahid Zulfikar Ali Bhutto and the architects of the 1973 Constitution. Madam Speaker, we move with speed and determination to strengthen the Federation by redressing the imbalance between power of the centre and provinces. We abolished the concurrent list. We transferred 18 ministries to the provinces. We enhanced provincial autonomy. We have made the Council of Common Interest fully functional. The great transformation was achieved with complete agreement of the stakeholders. This shows complete unity of our nation in adopting legislation to make our country strong and democracy more inclusive. Madam Speaker, to accompany the greater transfer of authority, we have took historic decisions to also provide more finances to the provinces. After a gap of 13 years, the federal and all provincial governments agreed on a new NSC award. A new award the share of the provinces has been increased. Now nearly 70% of the resources are being transferred to the provinces. This means there is more money for education, health, drinking water, municipal service and law and order. In the last 2 years alone, over 800 billion rupees have additionally been transferred to the provinces. If utilized correctly, the resources can help transform the lives of our people. Madam Speaker, our country has been faced with the threat of militancy and extremism. Our forces and police and civilians have been attacked and martyred. Our bases, police stations, pipelines, railways, hotels, schools have been targeted. Even mosques, churches and religious shrines have not been spared. Our country's image has been negatively projected. Our economy has had to bear extra burden. Even the good name of our great religion, a religion of peace and harmony and love, has been exploited. To be with the mindset of the small minority, we have mobilized our society and tried to generate a national consensus. Where necessary, we have used force to ensure that the writ of the state is not challenged. We will continue to show resolve on this issue. I believe our efforts have begun to pay off and the situation has improved. I join the Parliament and the nation in recognizing the sacrifices of our armed forces, civil armed forces, police, all innocent men and women who have suffered or embraced martyrdom. I salute the courage and sacrifice of those who have laid down their lives to secure the future of our nation. I also pray to Allah for them and their families. Madam Speaker, we have moved further to make our democracy more transparent, to ensure the elections are fair and free. The 20th Amendment ensures independence of the Election Commission and selection of an impartial caretaker government through a process of consultation in the Parliament. The extraordinary legislation will guarantee credible election, increase confidence in democracy, enhance the image of our country in the world. Madam Speaker, it was also the government that chose the leader of the opposition as chairman of the Public Account Committee. The PSC is a nation's foremost body for keeping the government departments in check and ensure accountability at the highest level. It is a reflection of our faith in the Parliament. This is perhaps no parallel to this measure of transparency in the parliamentary democracy.
Please maintain sanctity of the House. Please sit down. Please sit down. Please maintain the sanctity of the House.
Madam Speaker, in the last 4 years, great strides have been taken to integrate, mainstream and develop the areas, regions that have been ignored in the past. Let me share with you some of the important steps taken to uplift our citizens and provide for more balanced development of a country. A political parties act was extended to the tribal areas. This was given more political economic power to our tribal citizens. We have also amended the frontier crime regions in response to the aspirations of people of tribal areas to give them judicial system that meets minimum standard of justice and delivery. The tribal area of Kala Daga has been converted into the settled area. In the same spirit, the government adopted the historic measures in 2009 to grant self-rule to our brothers and sisters in Gilgit and Baltistan. This will be empower the people to accelerate development and help realize the potential of hydropower. The government has taken special measures to develop Balochistan and end its sense of deprivation. And to bring it at par with other provinces. 11,500 jobs have been financed in the provinces by the federal government. 120 billion for gas development surcharge will be provided this year. The share of Balochistan in the NFC has been more than doubled from 43 billion to 93 billion. Madam Speaker, let me now turn to an important area, the economy. Our government inherited a fragile situation, a balance of payment crisis and external shocks due to the global recession and a huge fiscal imbalance. Fiscal deficit was 7.6%. Current account deficit had